You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about the WNBA and the CBA. We've got more news that has emerged by way of that ESPN article that has done another deep dive into the CBA situation and gotten comments from both players, but league executives, owners, etc. And we got to remember, everybody's talking about the players in all of this. The owners have their priorities too. And I think there's a very interesting comment in here from one of the owners about the state of the league and that maybe the players aren't realizing where the state of the league is exactly. All right? Maybe they're believing the state of the league is stronger than it really is. Again, we're talking about a league that in 2024, with Caitlin Clark, lost $40 million. Still. A league that's never turned a profit. So the players are asking for a lot of things from a league that hasn't made any money. I was talking to one of my fellow content creators the other day, and he was like, you know, one could argue the owners should get paid back for everything that they've lost over the years, for staying with this league and keeping it open. What other kind of business runs for 26, 27 years, turns no profit? Not a bad point. Like maybe there ought to be a couple of extra percentage points going towards the owners, just as hey, we want to make our money back that we've lost all these years propping this league up. The players never talk about that. They never, ever, ever bring up the fact that this league has never turned a profit. The disagreements and turmoil in the WNBA all seem to wind their way back to the collective bargaining agreement negotiations. The last CBA has agreed in January of 2020 when Engelbert had been on the job for about 7 months. At the time, one of the current biggest stars in the country, Indiana Fever's Caitlin Clark, was a high school senior in Iowa. No one knew how much impact she would have on the league's finances and growth. You listen to Christine Brennan, the league still didn't know even when she showed up. Now, nearly 6 years later, the league and the players' union must sign a new CBA for the 2026 season to take the place. The current CBA expires October 31st, but that deadline is not absolute. Both parties agreed to a 60-day extension ahead of the 2020 CBA. That's expected to happen again. Quote, I don't think it's going to get done by Halloween, one WNBA source said. But in the end, a work stoppage doesn't benefit anybody. It'll kill this league. It'll kill this league and all the momentum that they've got. Look, I don't know if you guys noticed, the momentum did not keep up. The momentum did not continue. The moment they announced Caitlin Clark was out for the rest of the year, the momentum stopped. Oh, but the ratings. You mean the ratings that are artificially inflated by a new methodology to show you the ratings? Those ratings? I would love to see the numbers based on how ratings have been taken all these years. I'm willing to bet you they were down. Because they still wasn't that high. Even with the new souped up statistics they got thrown in there. But in the end, a work stoppage doesn't benefit anybody. I don't know how far people are off. But generally, when I've seen these things, Usually, as it comes closer to crunch time, everybody kind of moves a little bit closer together and we can get to a deal that's reasonable enough. Still, Las Vegas guard Chelsea Gray told ESPN that negotiations are, quote, not where we thought and wanted to be at this point in time. It's market share, it's salary, it's player safety, it's everything. One of the bigger sticking points appears to be revenue sharing and whether the players' percentage of that would stay static throughout the duration of the next CBA or grow during it. Breonna Turner told ESPN that making charter flights, which were introduced for all WNBA travel near the start of the 2024 season, guaranteed in the new CBA is important, as is teams to continue paying housing for players during the season. Turner believes roster size might also need to increase and points to the Fever's 5 season-ending injuries this season as an example. One league source told ESPN that WNBA owners are affiliated with NBA teams, and those who aren't might have different priorities during CBA negotiations. Quote, I think you have some teams that view it as an enterprise level, meaning the appreciation of the teams and growth of the league, and you'll have some teams that think about it as cash flow. If I have this expense, what does it mean for my bottom line? Quote, a lot of times that comes down to how people think about their business as an investment versus a true business on day to day. Another source said they expect the owners to be unified as negotiating as the negotiating players are. Yeah, the owners are going to come together on this and put up a wall. Quote, the players are very important, no question. One league source said, quote, but what they don't understand is this league is still not that strong. It's got a long way to go. So you screw up the momentum right now and you are messing with your livelihoods for future generations. But the players feel like they've heard those kind of statements for too long. Quote, there's no growth without the players, Gray said. So why wouldn't we have something get done that the players are happy with? Yeah, I mean, that's true to a point, but if you're a business owner, you also want to make money. I don't know how else to say it. You also want to make money. A work stoppage would be absolutely ludicrous. You want to talk about all the growth coming to a screeching halt and then wondering whether or not, because look, the Caitlin Clark injury thing, I've seen a lot of fans go, you know what? I'm good. And some have said, and when they were like, I'm out for the rest of the year. I'm not watching any of this. And they didn't even watch Fever games. And then I've seen some that's like, you know what? F it. I gave this league a chance. I'm never coming back. Well, some of that's going to happen too if you go into a work stoppage. The league only has one true superstar. Last night I saw somebody mention Asia Wilson, 4-time MVP, and I was like, that nobody gives a rat's ass about. Sorry. Yeah, you got some old WNBA fandom that are big. Okay. They now make up about 30% of your fandom. The other 70% don't give a shit. Don't. And they're fans of other sports. So you're asking fans to fit your sport into their time while baseball's going, football's coming up, etc. The NFL and the WNBA crosses paths now. All right? And as they add games, and that's the other thing, the WNBA is going to eventually be 50 games pretty fast. I've said, I don't know that the revenue sharing fluctuation is going to happen. Because you know what they're going to say? Well, we want this percentage. The owners could say, okay, that's fine, but if we drop below this level, it needs to go back to here. Oh, I bet the players won't agree to that. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I think at the end of the day, I think it gets done. I think I've said this, whether it's Cathy or Adam Silver will get this thing done, I think, ultimately. But you better take care of that superstar in Indiana. Because if you don't, you're effed. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.